You'll just flip that up for me. Hello, my friends. A good Erev Shabbos. Happy Friday, followed by a beautiful, uplifting, and inspirational Shabbos Kodesh. This week's Torah reading, one of the most inspirational Torah readings in the book of Genesis, in Sefer Bereshis. It talks about the birth of Yitzchak, of Isaac, followed at the very end of the Torah reading by the famous sacrifice of Isaac, where God had tested Abraham to see if he would go against his entire nature. But let's talk about Yitzchak's birth. Sarah was exceedingly happy, as we can understand. She finally had the child that she had been praying for. Avram had the child that he was promised. Sarah was promised also, but she had her doubts because she was so old. But then she has this child, and she's so happy. And much later, King David HaMelech, wrote about them. Eim habanim smecha. The mother of these children is happy. In his Tehillim, in his book of Psalms, where do we see children? Child. They had only one child. So, the Midrash, the Talmud, the oral Torah, explains that people doubted that it was really her child. They found an orphan, they found somebody alone, a kid abandoned in the street, and they picked him up and told everybody it was their child. So they made a party, and at the party, Sarah nursed every child that was brought to the party. A barren woman can't nurse, only a mother can nurse. The Medrash continues to say that every child that nursed from Sarah, their offspring became God-fearing people. Generations, thousands of years later, till this very day, the offspring of the children that were nursed by Sarah became God-fearing people. Also, we're told in the first time we're introduced to Avram in Parshas Lech Lecha, last week, we're told that Avram and Sarah, when they traveled to Canaan from the land of Haran, they brought with them the souls that they had made. What does that mean, the souls that they had made? So Rashi, a famous commentary on the Torah, said those people that they converted of sorts, they taught them about the idea of monotheism, of believing in one God, of not sacrificing human beings, of a moral life, of a godly life. And they became their students, those people, and followed them into Canaan. Those were the souls that Avram and Sarah made. But wasn't their children? Or was it? Much, much later in the Torah, the Torah seems to list the children of Moses, the children of Moshe. It says, these are the children of Moshe, of Moses, and then it mentions the sons of Aaron, his brother. What's going on? That's not Moshe's children, that's Aaron's children. Again, Rashi comes in and he says, they were the students of Moshe. Kol hamalamed es ben chavero. Somebody who teaches Torah to the son of his friend, ki'ilu yodo, it's as if he gave birth to him. What is going on here? Why is this like giving birth to someone? There's a prayer that was written by a man named Shai Horowitz, Rabbi Yisroel Bodkins, known as the Shlah, after his famous Magnus Opum the Sefer Shnei Luchos HaBris, which is short for Shlah, but he was given the title HaKadosh, the Holy One, the Shlah HaKadosh, the Holy Rabbi, the Shlah. In his book, I actually have it here, he wrote a prayer. It's a beautiful prayer that parents say on behalf of their children. And in that prayer it says, God, you gave us two very special mitzvos, two very special commandments, which are actually one. In one commandment you said, you need to teach Torah. And in another command you said, Puravu, you need to have children. And in actuality, they're all the same. We have children in order to bring God's Torah and God's mitzvos into the world. Our people are brought into this world in order to bring a greater awareness of God's presence. Basically, there's a Kabbalistic idea that before God created the world, he had to limit himself. God is limitless. And had he created the world with this incredible recognition of who he was and what he was, of who he is and what he is, we wouldn't be able to function as human beings. We would be in such fear of his greatness, such awe, we wouldn't be able to move. So he had to limit, he had to pull back his presence, limit the awareness of himself. But then he made man and gave man a job. And that is to bring his presence back into the world little by little, safely, drop by drop. Every piece of Torah that is learned, every word of Torah that is learned, every mitzvah that is done, every time a person says the word Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, every Shabbos candle that's lit, it's another drop of awareness of God's presence. And that's what we're here for. That's why he made his people, his chosen people, to bring an awareness of godliness into the world in a safe, slow way. Just like medicine. Take it all at once, could be deadly. You take it slowly, it'll save your life. So God gave us two commandments. Have children and teach them Torah. Because of every word of Torah, of every individual, every mitzvah of every individual is another piece of God's awareness brought into this world. So back to our original question. Who were Sarah's children? Every person that they brought closer to an awareness of God. Because that's what we're here for. Shabbos.